Good morning, Hawks. Today is Friday, August 30th.
On today's show, we will talk about Mr. Marshall's vision for PGHS,
Growing pains at the Grove,
and we have one last look at the best snow cones in town.
I'm Grayson Taylor.
And I'm Alex Murphy, and this is your weekly Hawk Nation News.
After hot summer practices, we are ready to hit the field tonight against Paris. Alex, what do you want to see from the fans tonight?
I want to see loud, excited fans tonight. Be sure you're at Hawk Stadium by 7:30 for kickoff.
If you've dressed as a Super Hawk fan today, be sure to see a leadership student at lunch to be considered for the best dressed Super Hawk fan.
Feeling a little crowded in the hallways? Olivia has more about our growing population.
If you're feeling kind of claustrophobic this week, there's a good reason. We have 226 new students and freshmen at our school, and Kaylee Bozer is one of those freshmen.
It's really fun to get to know all the different people coming from like a smaller school, but it can also be frustrating because if one person starts talking, everyone else does too, and so it just becomes a big mess and really loud.
But it's not just the students, it is also the teachers concerned about their classes.
The smaller classes usually can have a more chill vibe to them. It's easier to maintain that atmosphere. With the larger classes, the volume can be an issue, but so it does affect learning a little bit, but I wouldn't say that learning is not occurring just because the class is larger. It's just I have to be more on top of my game the greater number of students there are in the class.
Not all teachers are having problems with their classes, but trying to get enough supplies for them can be very hard for Ms. Strawn.
So it is a little bit more difficult to try and manage larger numbers of students. It is a little bit more difficult because you have to think about all the supplies that you need. For example, do I have enough scales? Do I have enough of the chemical that I need? Do I have enough beakers and things like that for all 9 lab groups to use? We, as teachers, we are able to adapt, and we do the absolute best that we can with our class setup and our populations, and we continue to love and enjoy teaching and respect all of the students equally, and we adapt to large or small class sizes, and that's what you have to do as a teacher.
Because this is our largest student population, get used to seeing more Hawks around. For HNN, I'm Olivia Kirk.
Thanks, Olivia. A larger student population isn't the only change on campus this year. Mr. Marshall made the move from assistant principal to head principal over the summer. We got the chance to talk with him about his vision for PGHS.
You may have seen him in the lunchroom, in the hallways, or greeting his peers, but he is not a new face on the campus. As you know, Mr. Marshall has moved up to be our head principal. Here's what Hawk Nation means to him.
I get very excited when I think about how I am fortunate enough to be the head high school principal at Pleasant Grove because this is the high school with these students, the community, and I am the high school principal at this amazing district. So I get very excited about it, I get very fired up, and I'm looking forward to taking over and being the high school principal.
Mr. Marshall has great plans ahead for us this year. Be sure to greet him in the hallway and say hello. With HNN, I'm Georgia Cobb.
We love the energy and enthusiasm he brings to our school.
Speaking of Mr. Marshall, Chloe met up with him to talk about the student safety in the parking lot.
So, Mr. Marshall, while we're out here in the parking lot, what's on the agenda for today?
Well, today's agenda, we're going to talk a little bit about the importance of having a parking pass. There are 2 main reasons for this. Mainly, number one is for safety of all of our students at school, safety of our campus, because with a parking permit, that helps us keep track of who's at school and who's here. If there's a vehicle in the parking lot that doesn't have a parking pass and it's a little suspicious, we know that person may not need to be on our campus. The other reason is if we need to locate a student here on our campus that maybe we could not find them in class, or their parent or someone calls from home to locate them, and if we're not sure where they are, we can look up in our notebook and our folders and see if that vehicle's in the parking lot. That way we just keeping track and knowing where our students are.
So I guess that means I should probably get a parking pass.
Yes, it does. You and every other student that drives needs to have a parking pass.
Homecoming is not too far off. Homecoming shirt order forms are in the office and are due by Friday, September 13th.
Snow cone season is coming to an end. Make sure to stop by your favorite shop to fulfill your summer sweet tooth.
Living in Texarkana during the summer can be brutal, but there is nothing like an icy treat to cool down. If you're a PG student, you're probably familiar with our beloved snow cone shops that have endless unique and tasteful flavors.
My favorite flavor is Tiger Blood.
Me personally, I like strawberry cheesecake with cream, but like double cream like in the middle and on the bottom too.
I get wedding cake with donut glaze.
Tiger's Blood.
I like cherry and strawberry. Blue raspberry and Tiger's Blood. My favorite flavor is blue raspberry.
Wedding cake or Bahama Mama.
I like Wake Village and Southern Tropics.
Southern Tropics.
Oh man, definitely Wake Village.
Southern Tropics because the ice is soft.
Southern Tropics.
For whatever your taste buds prefer, you better hurry and get your favorite summer craving before they close for the season. For H&N, I'm Holly Thornton.
Time to get my snow cone.
My favorite snow cone is blue raspberry. How about you?
My favorite is blue bubble gum. Seniors, make sure you have joined PG Connection to be eligible for their scholarship. Dues are $5. See the counselors for more information.
Volleyball, football, cross country, and tennis are back in action. Let's get an update on sports in Hawk Nation.
It's been a grueling summer for our Hawk athletes. From daily workouts to summer tournaments, our Hawks have been grinding to be the best in state. Cross country team competed in Atlanta Invitational last weekend. Our boys finished first and our girls finished second. Good job to our Hawk runners. Football finished second this summer in the state 7-on-7 tournament. Tonight, they're looking to go full tilt against Paris in their season opener. The Lady Hawks spent their offseason putting in reps and practicing for this upcoming season. This weekend, they're at the White Oak tournament, but you can catch them at home next Tuesday. Good luck to all our Hawk athletes, and with H&N, I'm Noah Neal.
Remember that Monday is a school holiday, but we'll see you tonight at 7:30 at Hawk Stadium.
Today on the menu, egg and sausage breakfast calzone, sausage and pancake on a stick, ham and Swiss pretzel roll sandwich, Southwest chicken salad, macaroni and cheese, pizza, fruit, and milk.
Have a Fighting Hawk Friday, Pleasant Grove,
and we will see you next time.
Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Please pause for a moment of silence.